When people are asked to imagine humans with wings, they usually picture freedom, soaring through clouds, drifting above mountains, leaving the ground behind with nothing but air below. But in truth, if humans had been born with wings, life would not have been so simple. The story begins in a city called Arith, a vast metropolis built on towering cliffs and suspended bridges where the sky was not just a place to dream about, but a part of everyday life. People used their wings for travel, for work, for sports, and even for warfare. Yet as natural as flight had become, there was an unspoken truth whispered between families: not all wings were equal. The most powerful wings, broad and feathered in perfect symmetry, belonged to the skyborn, an elite ruling class who claimed their strength and grace were signs of divine favor. The majority of citizens had smaller, weaker wings, enough for short flights and glides, but never for the long soaring arcs across the open sky. The skyborn guarded their superiority carefully, ensuring that no one ever challenged their rule. They kept the lower-winged citizens close to the ground, building laws and cities designed to limit upward flight. Rumors spread that technology to strengthen wings existed, but it was outlawed, hidden away under punishment of exile. Amara, a young woman with uneven wings, one larger than the other, had grown up in the shadow of the skyborn towers. She dreamed of flying as freely as they did, but her wings carried her no higher than the rooftops of Arith. Every night, she climbed to the edge of the cliffs and watched the skyborn patrol the skies, their white feathers glowing in the moonlight, while her own wings ached from even the smallest exertion. One evening, she noticed something strange. The skyborn formations were different, tighter, more nervous, as though guarding something hidden above the clouds. Curiosity gnawed at her. Amara began sketching their flight patterns, noticing that at certain hours they vanished into the thick cloud cover and reappeared exactly 15 minutes later, always from the same point in the sky. It was not a patrol, it was a secret passage. Determined, she decided to follow. Despite the danger of her weak wings, she gathered scraps of cloth, stitched them into makeshift extensions, and with trembling arms forced herself higher than she had ever flown before. The pain was unbearable, her chest burning as though the sky itself resisted her ascent, but she reached the edge of the clouds. What she found there nearly made her fall. Above the city floated a colossal structure, an ancient fortress of stone and metal, suspended by massive wings of its own, as though the earth had given birth to a creature of architecture. Its towers pulsed with strange light, and she realized it was not simply a fortress, it was alive. The skyborn were feeding it something, carrying objects wrapped in cloth and placing them within its open chambers. Amara retreated, her mind racing. That night she told no one, but the image haunted her dreams. When she finally confronted Elias, a friend who worked in the archives, he confessed what little he knew. The fortress was called the Eyrie, a relic from before history itself, said to grant strength to those who served it. The skyborn had hidden this knowledge for centuries, keeping their wings strong by feeding the fortress with what Elias dared not name. Her obsession deepened until, one night, Amara returned with Elias to witness the ritual. They crept close enough to see the truth. Inside the cloth wrappings carried by the skyborn were not treasures, but infants, children born with broken wings, sacrificed to the Eyrie to fuel its power. The realization shattered her. The skyborn's perfection was no natural gift, it was stolen, bought with the lives of those deemed unworthy. As she staggered back, one of the skyborn spotted her. A chase began, feathers slicing through the night air. Amara's patched wings tore apart, and she plummeted toward the abyss. But in that moment of terror, something inside her body awakened. Her crooked wings stretched wide, larger than ever before, and caught the air with unnatural force. She soared upward, faster and higher than even the skyborn pursuing her. It was as if the truth itself had unlocked a power long buried in her blood. The city below remained asleep, unaware of the secret sacrifices that had built their society. Amara landed on a lonely cliff edge, her chest heaving, the stars blazing above. The question burned in her mind: had she become stronger by chance, or had all humans always carried this potential, hidden away by lies and fear? If that were true, then perhaps no one needed the skyborn anymore. Perhaps everyone could learn to soar. But as she looked up, the fortress pulsed again, its wings shifting in the clouds like a beast awakened. It had noticed her, and for the first time, Amara realized the Eyrie was not just being fed, it was waiting, watching, and hungering. Would she expose the truth to the world and risk awakening the fortress fully, or stay silent and let the cycle of sacrifice continue? The night gave no answer, only the sound of wings beating in the dark, as though thousands of unseen feathers stirred above her. The sky was no longer freedom, It was a secret prison, and now, she held the key.